these Magnet Warriors, they really like to stick together. What's up, guys? Abe here, and today I have a very niche deck, yes you could say. We have Magnet Warriors, and this deck came out when the ABC structure deck came out, or the Kaiba structure deck. And obviously, when it comes to those kind of structure decks where they do the dual, two different two different archetypes, and kind of supposed to compete with each other, there's always one that's going to be better than the other. Obviously, ABCs are way better than this deck. Also because they're typing machines in Rock. There's more stuff for machine, and obviously because Rock's Block Dragon's banned, so it's like, damn, we can't even use that no more. Nonetheless, this is really just, this is a very casual deck profile, especially when it comes to Magnet Warriors. I mean, if you want to put money into, you want to put all the hand traps and all that stuff, you can, if you want to, but really this this deck is, I don't want to say it's a one-trick pony, but it's just more like, it can do little things here and there and whatnot. But nonetheless, like I said, it's still a cool little deck profile you can play around with. And just go ahead and jump into the deck profile. So obviously, for starters, we're going to start with Triple Alpha, because this one searches your level 8s. I did this deck profile years ago, and I run 3 of everything except the Gamma, and also we do have Delta now, which I'm not sure if Delta was in the last deck profile. I don't remember. I think it was. Yeah, no, it was. I think it was. But this one searches out your level 8, and now with this deck, I cut down the ratios. Before I used to run 3 Berserkion and 2 Valkyrion, or 1 Valkyrion, but now we cut that down to 2 and 1. Just because you can search them anytime, and also like Valkyrion, you don't want to search it. You don't want to draw it, because it's just really dead in hand. And with this deck, you need as many cards as possible in your hand to help you. Like, you need a lot of, obviously you need your combo starters, and you just need a lot of like your Monster Reborn, Adamantipator Sign, something, just so it helps you extend, which a lot of decks obviously now have their own extensions, but in this deck, what sucks with the Magnet Warriors is that they don't have one that summons from grave. If they had that, it would really help out the deck a lot, I believe. Just because once you go to turn 2, or once it's your second turn, you can summon these out all again, but if they're all in your grave or something, it's they're kind of just there. Especially if you don't have Berserkion, you can just banish them and summon them and whatnot. But anyway, Alpha searches level 8s, Berserkion or Valkyrion. So that's that for him. And then we're gonna run triple Beta, because Beta searches the Delta, Gamma, and Alpha, not himself. But yeah, like I just said, if they had one that summons one from the grave, that'd be better, just to help. If let's say you only have 2 of the 3 in the grave, for Berserkion, at least you can go into level rank 3 hella easily, or rank 2, or it's just something, But with Beta, at least you get to search. Alpha searches 2, but it searches the big guys. Beta searches the little guys. For the next one we play, I only play double Gamma just because it summons from hand, and if you have him with nothing else in hand, then he's dead. So that's why I only play 2. And usually with Gamma, I like to summon him from the deck. So if I start off with Alpha or Beta, summon one of those 2, search out whatever I can search out, and then if I have Magnet Conduction, or whatever it's called, activate that, and you summon this, and then you summon that. Usually you want to start out with Beta, because you can search out the Alpha, and then you can summon, and then you activate the spell, summon this, summon one from your hand, so you summon the Alpha, and then you search on Berserkion or Valkyrion. And there's a little, I might make a little combo video, 2-minute combo, where you can summon out a two negate Apollosa with a Verte, and then the Empyrean guy. You can do it, but it requires using your whole hand, which kind of sucks. Obviously, it's not the most optimal play, but it's just something you can do, right? But yeah, with Gamma, summons from the hand. I mean, if Delta was like the one that summons from the grave, that'd be great. But Delta foolishes your Magnet Warriors, and that's why I say like I wish we had one where it summons from the grave. Because if this dumps, then we should have one that can summon back from the grave. Albeit it's all when they're normal or special, but most of the time you have to commit your normal summon to resolve their, to get the ball rolling. And Delta is also cool because like I mean, you're probably not gonna use a second effect to summon a Valkyrion, but with Delta you can definitely foolish something, and then you can Magnet Condension. You could, like I just said right now, if we have one that summons from the grave, you can summon that from the deck, and then you summon back the one you just foolish with Delta. Broken. All right, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? It would just be way. I feel like it'd be way better, but that's just my gripe, I guess. But yeah, Delta just helps foolishes, and it's a level 4, so like if you do have like Rock Spirit or Gigantus in your hand, you can go into a rank 4. You can search out. You can go into Granite, and you can search out like. Since if you do search with Alpha, like Berserkion, Valkyrion, you can summon. You can go into the rank 4, summon Gallant Granite. You can search out the other one, because I believe it's just a rock monster, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you add a rock monster, so you add the other one, and then if you have an extra monster on board, you can go into Verte, use the Poly, and then you fusion it away. You fusion the 2 materials in your hand. So there's that little play. Now into the level 8s. So we summon Berserkion. So this is going to be your guy. You don't want to summon this guy turn 1 because he does nothing on your turn 1. Obviously you're going to want to go second in this deck, because with Berserkion you could, you banish your Alpha, Beta, Gamma, summon them. If you have Delta in the grave, then you have 1 material to banish to then pop something on the field. But obviously, like later games, if you do end up sending more and then you summon him, then you can start popping like hella cards, because it's not once per turn, I believe. Use banish and broken. Yeah, and also his other effect is if he gets destroyed, you can summon back from the banish zone. So it sucks. You have to get destroyed first for it to work. Not like Dragon Buster, but it is what it is. And yeah, but like I said, turn 2, you want to summon him. Don't want to summon your turn 1. 1 Valkyrion, because Valkyrion, you never want to draw this guy. For our other supplemental monsters, we're going to be playing double Rock Spirit, double Gigantus. They're here just, like I said, because for the rank 4 aspect, and they're just free materials. If you don't go into a rank 4, at least they're link fodder. They're link fodder. So, but yeah, so that's why we play them. You want to play these, you can play other stuff. Maybe instead of those, if you don't want to play the level 4 stuff, you could always play like Sea Archiver, because it's a level 3 and it can summon itself. Yeah, just little suggestions here and there. For the one little, I guess, wrinkle I put in this deck is the Burning Abyss. So, all the Magnet Warrior except Delta is level 3. So, when you have an okay hand, you can summon 2 out easily from whatever, and you can go into Cherubini, and that allows you to go into a 2 negate Appaloosa. You could go into a 3 negate Appaloosa, and like I said, I know it's probably not the most optimal play, but like I said, I might show it in a combo, but usually what I do is, you summon Cherubini, you send the Graph summon Sir, you link those 2 into a it's just a generic link 2. I just put Dagda because it just requires 2 monsters with different names. So then Sir will go off, and you bring back the Cherubini, and you have 2 link 2s, and that's how you go into Appaloosa. Like I said, I know it's not the most optimal, but it's just a little something the deck can do. And because of level 3s too, it kind of helps if you do need to go into a rank 3 or something. So I Cherubini's on the field, because if you summon this without Cherubini, they're gonna die, especially if you have another Magnet Warrior on the field. But this is specifically for the Appaloosa if you have to go turn 1. Other than that, they're just there. So that's the only little wrinkle that's in the deck. The next card to play. This also, like I said, if you don't want to play the Gigantus and the Rock Spirit, you don't have to. I decided to put in Parallel Exceed for that simple fact, to get an easy rank 4 out. And like I said, if you don't want to play those cards, you want to play something else, go ahead. But I do really like Parallel Exceed in this deck, because if you are going into the Apollosa play, like, you just get that. Once you summon Dagda, or if you like summon the Apollosa, once you're done doing that, you summon Apollosa, you can then summon Parallel Exceed, summon one from the deck, go on rank 4, and then blah blah blah, right? So that's why I put Parallel Exceed in the deck, just to get that easy rank 4. And even if you do have the one extra left in deck, and like you end up drawing it, at least if you do link it to something afterwards, you can at least still summon it and make use of it for link fodder. So yeah, the only thing, I think well, I'll get into the extra deck later. I'll have that comment later for the extra deck, because I have something to say about the extra deck. And for the last card, 3 Ash, because 3 Ash is 3 Ash. If you don't want to play the forehead, you don't got to. Next card we play, we're going to start with spells. So it's the Magnet Induction. Okay, Induction. I called it Conduction. So like I said, this new card from King's Court lets you, if you control a Magnet Warrior monster, you summon a level 4 or lower from the deck. Also, it protects your Magnet and Magna Warriors, which the Berserkion and Valkyrion are considered Magna Warriors, not Magnet Warriors. They do protect them. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, Magna Warrior and Magna Warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. So it does protect them, so that helps a lot. So that way it lets your Sting go off, that way you don't get Veilered, and things like that. But yeah, this spell really does help. It just helps give it a little bit of a turbo aspect. Insert sarcasm there. But yeah, I mean, it's like the Inzektor deck, Inzektors are good, we're good. They get hit, they're kind of like, They get a new spell, hopefully it's better. But yeah, we'll talk about Inzektors when that day comes. Whenever we get the spell, which we're gonna get it in the Grand Creators? Yeah, Grand Creators. But when it comes to the Magna Warriors, Magna Induction, it helps. I do see other people playing only 2 or 1. I was like, I mean, I guess, but I think you really do gotta play that card at 3. I don't know, just when it comes to if you're playing a pure version or whatever it is, I think you gotta play 3. But if you're gonna add in a lot of stuff, if it's that BA deck that was roaming around a lot of days ago with Sekka's Light, when it's just a rank 3 access with the level 6 Mali and stuff, then maybe, I don't know, just my thoughts. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you gotta play that card at 3. And in a Magna Warrior deck. And like I said, because you do want to go second, you need every card you draw. Like I said, you don't want to go first. You want to start with 5. You want to start with 6, because you're gonna need that 6 card. Dark Ruler, because Dark Ruler is Dark Ruler. For extenders, Adamantium Signs, because everything is rock. Mostly everything is rock in the deck. So it helps. It helps mill too. That way, let's say you only have Alpha and Beta in the grave, and you have a Berserkion on hand. You summon back one of them, and then you get, you mill, and it's a Gamma or something. You're like, oh shit, I got all 3 pieces, or whatever it is. So yeah, so it helps. And then for the 1-ofs, 1 Foolish, to send stuff. Monster Reborn, because you need it. Called By, you want your stuff to go through. Magnet Field. Now, I know a lot of people might be like, why don't you play more of this? I don't like playing 1, because if you don't have a way to start off with it, if you don't have your Magna Warriors and stuff, it's not going to work out. So I just play the 1, because if you got it, you got it. If you don't, it's okay, But obviously you do want to, if you do have this card with your hand and your starters after that, it does help extend easier. And also give your monsters a protection. But obviously by the time if you do the combo that I'm talking about, the only thing you can protect is Imperion if you had a good hand. Because it's the only rock. Apple is not a rock, and Vertanicon is not a rock. But other than that, it does help. Give a little bit of protection. And like I said, to extend. So that's just my reasoning. When terraforming, because you do want to search the field spell, because there's no other way to search it, which sucks because it's not It's not like magnetic warrior fuel, magnet warrior fuel, some shit like that. And the poly for the Verte Anaconda copying of effect. And yeah, that's it for the deck. I think that's 40 cards. Now let's go on to the extra deck. So obviously we're gonna play one Empyrean. If there's no need to play more. I don't believe so. That's all I'm gonna say. And he's cool because he can, negate something for free. Basically, you don't have to discard or anything, which is the good thing about him. You just negate and destroy. His second effect does, you can't resolve it because you won't have any more in the hand or deck. You might have a Berserkion, but you won't have a Valkyrion because you only play one. And once you poly him, then yeah. For the Xyz, one Gorgonic Guardian because everything is level 3 and the rock. So just a good little negate, some stall to have on there. Granite because it searches. Obviously in this deck, if it's a rock deck, you could play Nibiru if you want. It is searchable with this card, so you can if you like. One Dugaris just to help draw, or if you can push for game and you just need that extra damage or something, or that extra summon, whatever you need. Draw, extra attack points or an extra summon. Dugaris can help out with that, so that's why we play it. One Ding because there might be a time where you do summon or maybe you have double Berserkion and maybe you don't have anything else to banish. You can go into Ding if you really want to. That's just really my reasoning. Or if you somehow are able to summon Valkyrion and have a Berserkion, it helps. Ding would be so much better if Block Dragon was around. But obviously, if you don't want to play Ding, because it is kind of hard now I think about it to summon this guy, just because we don't summon a lot of level 8s. We can put something else in there. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head right now. But yeah, you can put a second Gorgonic Guardian really, because obviously you can have more level 3s out there. But Ding, I think it's just still a good card, and if it just so happens to happen, then you can summon him, I guess. And then for the last 6 seeds, one Zeus, obviously, hopefully, Zeus is going to come on the Megaton, so hopefully this card becomes more accessible, and hopefully you guys can play more, or can have this, have this card accessible to you, and you can play it more. And it just helps just because, if you do something Granite or Gorgonic Guardian or anything like that, if you do attack with them, and then, you can just stack Zeus on top. So yeah, Zeus, obviously, it's a good card. And obviously, if you don't have Zeus, or if you don't want to play the Ding, you can play other rank 4s. Maybe Dweller. But Guska's been very popular. I've been seeing that, any deck that does add an Xyz in their extra deck, they'll put Baguska. Maybe rank 3s, you can play, Fortune Tune, I've been seeing sometimes around there. You can play Grambles if you want to pop spells and traps. Alucard, Ghost Trick support just got announced at the time of the recording of this video. Yeah, it's just like I said, never take these deck profiles as you have to play this. You know who I'm talking about. But just as a guide, just to stir up the juices in your guys' head. But mostly we're going to play a lot of links in the extra deck. So now we start with the links. Cherubini for the the Apollosa play. Dag deck because you need a name. If you don't want to run Dag deck, you can run the Turbus one, the Link 2. You can play that if you want instead. Just whatever Link 2, generic. One Bunjin Kashima. So this is more if you have too many Magna Warriors in hand, you can because it has to be 2 monsters same level. You could be Gamma, Beta, link those 2 into this, and then you can summon the Alpha and then a Gamma or Beta, whatever. And then now we have this and a rank 3. That's really what it's there for. And you can pop a spell and trap as long as if it points to it, right? Oh, if you detach your material, you target spell and trap, and it's right. Okay, that's what it's there for. Have extra bodies on board. One Verte because Verte is Verte. for the poly. Generic, Phoenix, Unicorn. I know it's in a lot of my deck profiles, but you know, you gotta have that. You don't have a lot of spell and trap removal, so that's what it's there for. And now for the big boys, Apollosa, Bowl Sword, and Access Code. Because once you start using the Cherubini, Dagda, and all that stuff, you're gonna have a bunch in the grave, and you just have material for Access Code. So yeah, so if you're able to get there, you know. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile, you guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Hopefully we get more videos out to you guys. I guess I did promise earlier in the video the 2-minute combo, so I'll work on that. I do have a couple replays on Edo Pro. I'll see if I can show those, or I'll just do it in person, or like, you know, like this. But yeah, so make sure you guys follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you guys check us out on Twitter. You know, like talk to you guys on there. I'm trying to be more. Trying to be more active on the Twitter. So please hit me up on the Twitter sphere. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.